You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. Here's a recap of our top stories from the week. There has been an arrest made in the case of a missing woman from Columbia County. 39-year-old Vincent Lloyd Harp of Bloomsburg was arrested over the weekend and is facing charges of criminal homicide and tampering with evidence in connection with the death of his wife, Caitlin Harp. Caitlin Harp was first reported missing on June 19th and last seen in the Bloomsburg area. This prompted a widespread search and investigation by the True Bend Major Case Team in coordination with the Columbia County District Attorney's Office. The search ended when her body was discovered on the property of Montour Township, once owned by Vincent Harp. Vincent Harp was taken into custody on Sunday. He was arraigned and denied bail. He is currently being held at the Columbia County Correctional Facility. Authorities say the investigation remains active and are urging anyone with further information to come forward. There is a major update in the Idaho College murders case. Brian Koberger, the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in 2022, has reportedly accepted a plea deal to avoid the death penalty. The trial had been scheduled to begin in August. Koberger was arrested at his parents' home in Albrightsville, Carbon County, in late December 2022. He faces 4 counts of first-degree murder after the brutal stabbing deaths of 4 students inside an off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho. According to reports, the plea deal takes the death penalty off the table. In exchange, Koberger will plead guilty, receive 4 consecutive life terms, and spend the rest of his life in prison without parole, while also waiving his right to appeal. A hearing is scheduled for this Wednesday. A ribbon cutting was held today at the Hazleton Mayor's Office for the Purple Paws Cause initiative. SPCA of Luzerne County and the Domestic Violence Department of Luzerne County teamed up to help offer resources for pets of families experiencing domestic violence. Purple Paws Cause offers boarding, vaccination, feeding, and overall care for pets for 30 days at no cost to the victims. Ensuring the safety and well-being of pets often empowers families to escape abusive situations and begin rebuilding their lives without having to abandon their animals. To get more information on the program, all calls must go through the Domestic Violence Service Center of Luzerne County at 570-823-7312. Calls can be made 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A petition for dismissal has been withdrawn in the 2023 shooting case of a Spanish-language newspaper's owner. The defense attorney of Victor Perez was in court Wednesday stating that Perez will no longer pursue dismissal of an aggravated assault charge from the October 2023 incident. No reason was given for the withdrawal. Victor Perez is the president of the Dominican House of Hazleton. According to prosecutors, the shooting left Bernardo Perez, owner of El Periodito and no relation, permanently injured. Victor Perez claims that he acted out of self-defense and that Bernardo Perez was armed with a knife. The petition was also for a dismissal of terroristic threat charges alleging Victor Perez waved a gun and threatened to kill a woman in September of 2023. The withdrawal request was granted by a judge and a trial for the shooting was set for September 26. Victor Perez remains free on bail. A Luzerne County man who admitted to shooting and killing his brother will spend the next several years behind bars. 35-year-old John James Kilpatrick was sentenced Monday to 3.5 to 7 years behind bars for voluntary manslaughter in the death of his brother Kevin Kilpatrick. The shooting happened on August 2023 at a home on Chase Road in Jackson Township. Originally charged with third-degree murder, Kilpatrick pleaded guilty to a lesser charge in March. He told investigators he fired 2 shots after his brother allegedly threatened to kill him during an argument. Police say the brother was unarmed. Kilpatrick has already spent 441 days in jail, which will count toward his sentence. He could be eligible for parole in just 2 years. A former Butler Township man is behind bars tonight, facing charges related to child pornography. Luzerne County detectives say 25-year-old Dominic Murphy, now residing in Williamsport, was caught with more than a dozen images and videos involving child sexual abuse. Investigators say the case began in January when a messaging app flagged suspicious activity. 28 files believed to show child exploitation were uploaded from an IP address later traced back to Murphy. When questioned, detectives say Murphy admitted to using the app to view and request the illegal material. Murphy has been charged with 15 felony counts of possessing child pornography, along with 1 count of criminal use of a communication device. He was arraigned Tuesday and is currently being held at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility on a $100,000 bail. Coming up on WYLN News, we check in with PA State Representative Dane Watrow on Watrow's Weekly Update. Plus, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Montoursville Part 4. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
The trusted pediatric care you've come to know and love from Lehigh Valley Health Network is now being offered in a brand new, more convenient location. Now located at 1701 East Broad Street in Hazleton, our team of pediatric experts is ready to provide the comprehensive care your child deserves in a space that's built just for them. For hours or to schedule an appointment, visit lvhn.org/HazletonPeds. That's Hazleton PEDS, or call 888-402-LVHN today.
I'm 5 years old. It's kind of partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
On this week's show, Mary Haldeman's going to tell her story. A lot of painful arthritis, not better from other doctors, but gentle chiropractic care makes her feel much better. So tune in the show and hear Mary's story.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hello and welcome to Watrow's Weekly Update. I'm the host today, Preston Endress, and here with me is my good friend Dane Watrow. Dane, how are you today?
I'm doing very good, thank you very much. It stopped raining, the weather's warm, so I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, just when you thought it couldn't be any colder, then all of a sudden it's getting hotter or getting wetter. It's a kind of a convoluted mess, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm glad now the sun's shining, it's warmer, and just make sure everybody's staying hydrated and staying cool and being in cool places.
Okay, so aside from the whole summer topic, something that lasts all the time is having to do with budget. So I hear that there's been kind of a conflict recently with that.
Yeah, so right now we're in a budget impasse, and we're going to be heading back down here in the next couple days to try to go ahead and seal this up and get the budget done. It should have been done on the 30th of June. That did not happen. There's some underlying issues right now. Skill games is one of the biggest things that's going on. And skill games is when you walk in there, you see Pennsylvania skill games. That's the state's looking at taxing those entities. So with that being said, there's two bills out there right now. One that's taxing at a level of like casino tax, and then the other one's taxing at a level of like 18%. So there's some discrepancies there against members, and we're trying to come up with an agreement of what's the best way to go ahead and move forward. Now, with that being said, I think it's very important that we got to do this the right way, because this could hurt our fire companies, our VFWs, our American Legion. So it's very important to make sure that we're doing what's best for Pennsylvania and those entities. Our VFWs, American Legion, and fire companies especially are super important. So we got to make sure we're not taking revenue from them. Right now I'm leaning probably to be a no vote on that, because I just think that it should be a profit that these fire companies and small entities should make some money. Let's face it, you call 911, we want those ambulances, fire trucks to arrive for us, so we need to help out and step up in some type of way.
Especially for the emergency crews, it's very important that we keep we keep them stable and ready to go for any kind of occasion, such as, well, obviously we cannot have those no longer on standby when it comes to fire incidents.
Right.
Yeah.
And I always say with volunteer fire companies, firefighters are firefighters, whether you're volunteer or you're a paid full-time firefighter, you are a firefighter. And I just believe that everybody who donates and dedicates their time, life, and energy to the volunteer side of things, if we had to pay for those services, our taxes would definitely skyrocket. So maybe keeping these small games, skill games, available to them to let them go ahead and try to earn some money that way.
Yeah, well, when it comes to the fire, we're lucky enough we have rules regarding what's coming up later. We got Independence Day, the 4th of July, don't we?
Yes, we do.
And there's going to be something called, fireworks.
Fireworks, yeah. You got to make sure everybody's safe.
Yeah.
Keep all your digits, your fingers intact. That's very important. And I always say, lighting off fireworks, it's fun and all, but just make sure you're doing it safe and doing it the right way. But so many different clubs out there, organizations have beautiful fireworks. And maybe just going there and viewing them and watching them is also a fun, safe way to do that. So I'm just kindly asking everybody to stay safe, do the right thing, and respect everybody, their neighbors, pets, all that as well is very important. Pets don't like those loud bangs, and neighbors too. If you're in a borough, a township, a city, make sure you're paying attention, because we don't need any firefighters coming, ruining their 4th of July because we act a little bit careless and reckless. So it's always be safe, be courteous of your neighbors and pets as well.
Yeah, only once I can recall my family actually personally getting fireworks, and I don't know. The only thing I was concerned about was my ears, not really my fingers. Yeah. I just watched, and it was a lot to deal with that night. Ever since then, we always went to places where the hopefully professionals were doing the job right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a stupendous view, but any wrongdoings can leave people injured and making firefighters quite inconvenienced.
Yeah, for sure. But wishing everybody a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend. It's a long weekend. Stay safe. Stay safe is super important.
Yeah. Now, aside from that, Anything sports related that you'd like to bring up?
Yeah, good. Thanks for bringing that up. So, the Hazleton Area School District girls basketball team, second consecutive year they took the championship. So
Really?
I went down there and presented them a house citation, congratulating them for their hard work, dedication, and just not the players, the coaches as well. They put a lot of time, a lot of time away from their family, but these young girls worked hard. They deserve that recognition, so the House of Representatives from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania acknowledged them by a citation from us. So congratulations to the Hazleton Area Girls High School basketball team.
So as long as they contribute, they definitely get a good acceptance and awarded for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got to acknowledge the good work that people are doing, especially right here in our district.
Well, it's good to know about that. Yeah, well, so interesting stuff I'm hearing today. So I hope the whole budget thing is resolved, and
I'm hopeful,
and I'm confident that the fireworks won't be an inconvenience.
Knock on wood.
More basketball. I'm glad for that. Yes. Good. All right, so let's see. Glad we heard some good things and some things today on Watchers Weekly Update. I guess I'll see you next time. Huh?
Yes, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, see ya.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it. The secret is Perfect Cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve. It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed. And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes.
We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Hi, my name is Ezra. I'm 5 years old. It's kind of partly cloudy.
A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
December 1st, 1959 dawned as a snowy day in Montoursville. Many miles away, Allegheny Airlines number 371 took off from Philadelphia with 26 people on board, headed for Cleveland with stops in Harrisburg, Williamsport, Bradford, and Erie along the way. The plane made its first scheduled stop in Pennsylvania's capital at 8:51 a.m. without incident. It departed for Williamsport at 9:06. Pilot Thomas Goldsmith, who had originally been on vacation during the week but had volunteered to fly the plane when the regularly scheduled pilot had fallen ill, requested clearance from the airport at 9:17. He followed the low-frequency radio beam that the Williamsport Airport used at the time, as its control tower had not yet been finished, to the airport, getting clearance to land at 9:41 a.m. Due to the storm, however, he could not see the runway in the snow. Captain Goldsmith then decided to make the landing based on the plane's instruments. As he had 9 years of flying experience at the time, he was qualified to attempt a landing in this fashion. He banked the plane around and raised its altitude to prepare for landing. With the intensity of the snow, however, he could not see the high Bald Eagle Mountain looming over the south end of the airport. Allegheny Flight 371 slammed into the peak at high speed at 9:47 a.m., carving a wide swath across the mountain before bursting into flames. Rescue crews raced to the site, arriving at 11:25. Only 3 passengers had survived the crash: Fred Gaze from New Cumberland, William Derry of Pottstown, and Lou Matarazzo of Philadelphia. Gaze and Derry would succumb to their injuries on the way to the hospital, leaving Matarazzo the accident's sole survivor. Matarazzo, who was president of the Philadelphia Sportswear Company, believed he had been saved by divine intervention, as the seat had been next to a section of the plane that had broken open on impact, allowing him to escape. Among those who lost their lives in the crash were Reverend Theodore Engest of Philadelphia's St. Boniface Church, Ruth Ferguson of Camp Hill, who was on her way to visit her son in Cleveland, and Hank Snyder, who worked at Harrisburg's Phoenix Steel Company. An investigation afterwards concluded that a faulty compass had mistakenly given Captain Goldsmith the wrong coordinates when he attempted to land the plane. Today, the wreckage of Allegheny Airlines Flight 371 remains on Bald Eagle Mountain. Its site is registered with the Pennsylvania Historical Museum Commission as an official archaeological site, thus protecting it for generations to come. Decades after the crash of Allegheny Airlines Flight 371, another terrible airline crash would shake Montoursville to the core. TWA Flight 800 arrived at New York City's John F. Kennedy International Airport at 4:38 p.m. on July 17, 1996 from Athens. It was refueled in preparation for a subsequent flight to Rome, with a scheduled departure time at 7 o'clock. Takeoff, however, would be delayed an hour by maintenance and baggage issues. The plane lifted off normally at 8:19 and headed east towards the Atlantic. At 8:31, however, the plane exploded, with many witnesses seeing a massive fireball in the sky. All 230 passengers on board were killed, making the accident the third worst aviation disaster in American history. Among the casualties were 16 members of Montoursville Area High School's French Club who were on their way to Paris, and 5 chaperones. Michelle Bolin, Jordan Cox, Julia Grimm, Amanda Karshner, Jody Loudenslegger, Monica Weaver, and Wendy Wolfson were among the Montoursville area students lost. A subsequent investigation concluded the explosion was likely triggered by a short circuit in the plane's central fuel tank, setting off fuel vapors. Today, a memorial to those lost in the disaster stands outside Montoursville Area High School. Through the late 20th and early 21st century, Montoursville had many former residents to cheer on the sports world. On the baseball diamond, Tom O'Malley made an impact in 2 different countries. O'Malley originally debuted in the majors with the San Francisco Giants in 1982. He would bounce around with several teams as a third baseman for the rest of the 1980s, playing for the Chicago White Sox, Baltimore Orioles, and New York Mets, among other squads. By 1991, O'Malley went to Japan, where he would find more success than he had in America. He would win the 1993 Central League batting title with the Hanshin Tigers, and was MVP of 1995's Japan Series as a member of the Yakult Swallows, capping off a year in which he hit 31 home runs and a .307 batting average, the 5th of 6 straight years in Japan they would hit over 300. O'Malley retired in 1996. Between his time in America and Japan, he accumulated 136 home runs and 619 RBIs. After his playing days, O'Malley managed the independent New York Bears from 1998 to 2001, then returned to Japan, where he was a coach and scout for the Hanshin Tigers through 2009. While Tom O'Malley's career was winding down, another Montoursville resident's baseball journey was beginning, one that would lead him to Cooperstown. Mike Mussina was born in town in 1968 and excelled in the pitcher's mound for Montoursville area, with a career 24-4 record and a .87 ERA for the Warriors baseball team. He committed to Stanford for college, where he would continue to excel under legendary manager Mark Marquis, making 2 College World Series appearances. Mussina was drafted by the Baltimore Orioles and made his major league debut for the team in 1992. He immediately made an impact, winning 18 games and tossing 4 shutouts. For the next 7 years, he would be the clear ace of the Orioles staff, frequently flirting with 20 wins in a season and being a frequent Cy Young Award finalist. Mussina signed with the New York Yankees in free agency in 2000 and continued his dominance. He reached 2 World Series with the Yankees and memorably came on relief in Game 7 of the 2003 ALCS, holding the Red Sox scoreless when they were leading 4-0 for 3 innings, and thus buying the Yankees time to come back and win. Mussina retired in 2008 with a career that featured 270 wins, a 3.68 career ERA, 2,813 strikeouts, 5 near-perfect games in which he allowed only 1 or 2 hits, 7 Gold Gloves, and 5 All-Star Games appearances. Mike Mussina was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2019. Another Montoursville resident made her mark on the basketball court. Kelly Mazzani was born in town in 1982 and would score over 3,000 points for the Lady Warriors, the 3rd most in the history of basketball in the state of Pennsylvania. Mazzani continued her dominance at Penn State, where she scored 2,919 career points, which was the most in the history of the Big Ten until it was broken by Minnesota's Rachel Banham in 2016, and then again by Iowa's Caitlin Clark in 2024. Mazzani was drafted by the WNBA Charlotte Sting in 2004. She spent 3 years as a reserve guard for the franchise until the Sting folded in 2007. She was picked up by the Phoenix Mercury in the subsequent dispersal draft. Mazzani found her niche with the Mercury, leading the team to WNBA titles in 2007 and 2009 with her three-point prowess. She was traded to New York Liberty in 2010, but due to a torn ACL did not play for the team. She instead went to Europe after healing and played for teams in Slovakia and Hungary, among other countries. She returned to America in 2011 with the Atlanta Dream. Kelly Mazzani retired in 2014.
I'm 5 years old. It's kind of partly cloudy.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
You're watching